Welcome everybody to the Salty Commander podcast. I am your amazing host and the best EDH player in the world, Balam Najera.
Hello, I am Victor Adame, and I don't care about the bands. Not at all.
I'm Andrew, and I've never missed a Ristic Study trigger in my life. I have not.
That's hard.
I've never missed a single trigger ever.
All right, we have footage proving otherwise. So, if you haven't, lovely viewers, number ones, if you haven't guessed by now, we have a special guest with us tonight on the show, or this morning, depends on when you're listening. It is Andrew from MTGMuddstah, the YouTube channel.
That is me.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, we're not. I know we don't have video, but trust me, it's him. The guy.
You can't see me in my pajamas. Oh, it's really disappointing.
So we have Andrew with us tonight on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
We've been fans.
We kind of guilted you into
fans of your videos. What we like is like the variable. Oh, sorry. What we like is the oh my god. Yeah.
Variety.
Get it together.
Come on, man, get it right.
Dude, trust me, speaking is hard. Like, the amount of times I have to redo a take in like a narration is staggering over like the most simple of words. You're just like, why can I not say this? Why?
Yeah, especially I think like I don't speak to anyone like throughout the day. Not a single soul.
The thing is, I speak badly every language, like Spanish, English. My tongue gets in the way of everything all the time.
But you're consistent throughout the language, which is good though. Like, people will know. They're like, okay, he just can't speak, and then you're good.
He's the not speaking good boy. Or
yes. Do you know about him? He's the guy who doesn't speak well.
So as I was saying, what we like is a variety of decks and plays and people that come around in your videos. As I understand, you do it in your LGS, right?
Yeah. I do it like in my local ones. I've gone to like special ones when they've invited me to them. Like, I go to a bunch of different ones. Like in Ottawa right now, I film at 3 different shops, and then there's also 2 kind of groups of people who I film with on an individual basis as well. So it's like I'm going to say a handful of about like 20 to 26 people who I know in Ottawa, and then there's always people like this past weekend. There was a guy who's from Denmark. And he's like, I'm in Toronto for a course. He's like, do you mind if I come out to Ottawa and we'll play EDH? And I was like, yeah, man. And so he hopped on a train for 4 hours to play EDH. And it was like super
insane.
Cool.
Yeah, no, trains have come so far. 4 hours from Denmark to Ottawa. Man.
I know, like I thought there was an ocean, but like who knows?
I think you just said a lot of things that to me are so difficult. Like, I can barely play with 4 people because I'm like, very specific with people I play with. And also like setting up in different stores must be a hell of a mess.
Yeah, do you carry your stuff with you, your equipment, and set it up?
Yeah, I mean, like my stuff is like super portable, which is one of the reasons why like I picked it up for that reason. Like, I use a GoPro. So it's like this tiny little camera, and then it's just like a tripod and a selfie stick. Like, my setup is very basic.
I used to do like a big camera, and it was messy, even in my own home. So
yeah.
And like not having the lights, or I mean, you don't record sound, which is well,
I do record sound, but I cut it out though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the videos have no sound, like people aren't talking. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They don't need microphones, each of them, because that would present a whole bunch of problems.
Well, that's it. Then you need to have like a recording device. You'd have to have like a hard drive for that kind of stuff. You'd have to do more synchronizing. Like, it was also like, especially when I first started, when I played in Quebec, because Quebec like we speak French Canadian there. We would kind of like flow in between English and French, depending on who's playing. Like, if there's people who are more comfortable in French, they'd speak French, and if the people at the table are more comfortable in English, they speak English, but everyone understands both, so it's easy to sort of like know what's going on. But for your average viewer who doesn't speak French, they might be just sort of sitting there scratching their head being like, what is this Adam guy saying? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it happens the same with us. We speak a made-up
speak,
language or made-up words.
I don't know, bad English, and it's not Spanglish, because it's not like no, the typical Spanglish. It's on purpose pronouncing the words badly in Spanish, but the Spanish words in English. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, or wrong translations.
But it's so funny because it gets so warped that like we can understand ourselves like, I don't know, 2 layers deep, but we go like 5 layers deep and we don't even know what we said, and it's like, okay, maybe we have to cut it back a little bit and
it's like
start talking
Inception
normally.
in conversation.
Turn it down a notch.
Yeah, it gets very cockney.
So, Commander, am I right?
Yeah.
So we've
Magic cards.
Magic cards, fun, excitement. So we decided to host Andrew because we have a ton of questions, but we're not going to like fire them up as questions. We're just going to talk about Commander and life and stuff. But I would like to start with a topic, which is the bans. I know they're not like super recent. I think it's been like a week from now. So if you're not like, if you live under a rock or in Mexico,
I mean, it's a lot of
Mexico under a rock.
So yeah,
and a lot of dust.
You do have nice mountains.
Yeah, thank you. My mountains appreciate it.
Well, Montreal is named after the quote unquote. You can't see my air quotes right now, but our hill that is a mountain. Yeah. But it's not.
I climbed it once, and there's a park on the top.
You've been to Montreal?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
when did you go to Montreal? What did you not tell me that you were in Montreal?
I didn't know you.
Oh, we're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah, I didn't know you back then. I think it was It was GP Montreal. Rob Alexander was there. I don't know, man.
That would have been a few years back, actually. Yeah, so that was before I was doing stuff. I forget.
Wait, though, what was the first?
No, Montreal was different. Seth McKinnon was there.
We completely railed off.
Montreal. If I come back, I'll hit you up. So bans. They banned, like if you live under a rock or in Mexico or in Montreal, probably not Montreal. They banned Iona, Paradox Engine, and they unbanned Painter Servant. Supposedly because they banned Iona, Painter Servant was free. So that's kind of what we speculate, but we don't know. Maybe.
I mean, Sheldon just released an article, I think today, which for reference is like the 11th of July. I think he goes into a bit more in depth into it. I haven't actually read it yet, but I think it's more than just you can only have one or the other. I think a lot of it comes down to the perceived notion that resolving an Iona results in the table not being as happy as if someone were to resolve like a Painter's Servant. Mm-hmm. And also, you don't want to be in a meta where they both are unbanned, because that could just lock the entire table out.
I read the original statement, and I really do agree. Like, I've never had a real problem with Iona because, first of all, I don't play monocolor decks, or I have a very low amount of 2-color decks. And also, I don't see it a lot in my LGS. Like, it's super oppressive and all, but I don't see it a lot. So
how about last weekend? They were complaining about it from like
no, it was just like a
weekend.
combo in someone's mind. It didn't really happen. But I kind of agree with their statement. Like when someone plays Iona, it's always a feel bad, right? Like you don't. There's no way like, oh, I can play around that, or let me look up a way to do this or that. It's just like feels bad all across the table, and it's even worse if it's not like a fast kill. You know, it's like the theme with the land destruction. Like if you do mass land destruction and then do nothing, then it becomes really boring. So I think that's it. I mean,
yeah, no,
locking
awful.
out someone from play, it really is like, at least with Winter Orb or something like that, you get to untap a land.
Yeah, it gives you hope.
Hope that will end up
Yeah.
crushing you even worse, but at least you got something to live for. With Iona, it's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like the comparison that a lot of people are drawing right now is between Void Winnower and Iona, because in a very, very broad sense, they kind of do very similar things. But like you were saying a second ago about them, you can still play out even if a Void Winnower resolves. Like, if you're playing mono white and Void Winnower hits, it's like, okay, you can't use Wrath of God or Day of Judgment, but you can still use Rout. You can still use Swords to Plowshares. You can still use Path to Exile to deal with it. Like, there's still ways.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. What's the one that costs 5 mana that you love so much, Balam? The Destroy all creatures or enchantments and art.
Cleansing Nova.
Cleansing
Nova. Oof. Good call. Good call. That's a good one.
And I run Cleansing Nova in pretty much every white deck that I own.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so versatile. I love it. But like, yeah, I see those people comparing those two things, and I understand that they're coming from a place of frustration, but I don't necessarily agree that those are the same cards, or that they function or upset the table in the same capacity as they would if it was Iona. But I don't know. I mean, like, it's all so subjective, because like you guys were saying, like, at your shop, you've never seen an Iona, whereas I've seen it twice, and both times I was playing it. And I've since cut Iona. I cut Iona as a result of people being like, listen, like, that's really not a cool thing to do. And it's like, okay, fine. Like, I don't mind, and I'd rather have 3 other people who want to play with me.
Okay, I want to put
run
an
one creature card
this,
in my deck.
Topic. So, but let's go on. Like, I mean, let's continue with this.
Sure.
Sorry. I just want to let's keep talking about the bans, but I want to talk about like that sentiment of playing with people and stuff.
Actually, you were gonna say.
I agree
stuff?
with like Void Winnower is like a completely different thing. Like, it becomes frustrating, but it's not like completely hopeless. And also, I wanted to talk like in our video of Painter Servant of the ban list. I didn't want Painter Servant to be unbanned because, as I saw it, it was only really useful in things that wanted to combo out. Like, to my opinion, I don't think a lot of people really want to play with the general color of things unless it's to do really depraved stuff. But apparently...
No, I want to do normal stuff.
That's what I'm hearing after the unban. Like, apparently a lot of people really do just want to change your color to do something funny, and that's it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, to play Pyroblast, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I want to play...
Pyroblast, like...
I want to play Jaya Valor, Task Mage. That's my only reason to do... Like, to want Painter Servant unbanned.
That could be cool. And I mean, like, Animar could use it as well. Like, first of all, Animar would make Painter Servant free. You have it come in, you name white or black, and all of a sudden Animar has, like, you can swing Animar wherever you want because no one can block him. So, like, there's some cute interactions that now exist in EDH that didn't exist, I think it was Monday, a week ago, basically. So, I mean, like, there's some fun stuff
that's actually going to be my deck. Not Animar, but it's going to be Teamer. So it's gonna have all the stuff that hosts red, because everything that hosts blue, because I think that's the color that gets the most hate.
I just
that or has the most cards that hate.
I really just don't like Painter. I don't like people telling me what color I am.
Hey, if you're Mexican, why are you light skinned?
I got real.
Yeah, You don't look Mexican.
Oh man, I've been told that. like you don't look Mexican. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I have also been told I don't look Mexican, strangely.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I think it's the fact that I'm so pale that I'm almost see-through. That might be part of it.
From the
because I don't go outside.
That was banned. Paradox Engine. What do you guys think about it?
Paradox Engine. So if you don't know what these cards do,
look let me read like the other cards. I'm gonna like. There's already an image.
Well, Paradox Engine is whenever you cast like whenever you cast a spell, you untap your non-land permanents, and it's a legendary artifact for 5.
Right now in your screens.
And Iona.
Yeah.
I know this because it's sitting in front of me right now. Oh, that's sad. No, it's good. Like, I mean, I was gonna look into what I want to switch in. I already know what I'm switching into both of the decks anyway, so it's simple enough.
Oh, and it's
one of which is gonna get. Well, I'm switching out Paradox Engine into Ready for Painter's Servant.
Why do you want to Painter's Servant into
Ready? Because I could put Grind Clock in with it as well, and it's just another out.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, you are.
Because I'm a monster.
It's just Paradox Engine with extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's already has a billion ways to sort of like infinite mana, infinite untaps and stuff like that between like Rings of Bright Hearth, Voltaic Key, and like the monoliths and stuff like that. So I might as well like, fully embrace it. Like, plus I get more inventions this way, so
yeah,
it works for me.
What we did to like combat, like going back to the fields bad and like someone playing Iona against you and locking you, like there was a time in our playgroup that we created the Blood Feud decks, which was essentially a deck that played like similar to 1v1. It was just to mess with someone. If we had a grudge against someone, we like busted out the Blood Feud deck and just like went at against that person from the get go. I remember I killed Vago like turn 3 Infect. One of those games. So those were
those decks didn't last long because at first we were like so excited to play them because we were like, ooh, now I can take revenge on whatever you did to me last game, right? And we did them, and it was just, I don't know, nobody had a good time. Like you just felt dirty.
Nobody.
The other person felt bad. It was funny at first, like now you're dead. Yeah. But we started using like we were in a toxic relationship. We started like, don't you attack me this game, or I'm gonna bring out the Blood Feud next game, and we just like it warped the whole thing.
Yeah, that was not healthy.
Yeah,
we had a mending since then.
No. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds healthier. You need to communicate, guys. You need to have a talk, a little sit down. Go to a couples therapy session or something.
Yeah, we actually kind of did. I took apart a lot of decks and made them kind of fair.
I have such a hard time doing that. Like I need to really dislike a deck to take it apart.
I did too.
Part of the reason why I have so many of them.
I did too. I had 20 decks, and I just.
Okay, you have it worse than I do. Holy cow.
I could never like take them down. Like it's just. I want to play something. I got it. You know, there's a certain strategy. I got it. You know.
Yeah, I take them apart if I grow bored of them. If I like played something, an archetype or something, or a commander or a strategy, and I just like play it enough, then I get bored of it. Unless it's like a really cool movie that you always want to watch, which is very, very few of my decks that have survived since then.
Like the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings.
I guess I'm fortunate in that sense because like when I go to the different shops and stuff like that, the meta is always different, and so your deck has different answers at different points, and I find that often I usually don't play the same game or I don't win the same way. So at least I guess that kind of keeps my decks a little bit fresher for me, I guess.
What decks do you have?
Currently, I have like an Erebos Life Matters kind of deck where it's like all about life gain and stuff like that, or taking life. I've got Prosh, Zedru, Animar, Carador, which I'm just listing off at this point like all the precon names for crying out loud. Duretti, Titania, Trostani, Mistform, Drownu, Krenko. I think that's it. There might be some others like in the closet that I don't remember building, but they're there for now.
You have a lot of decks that kind of the commander is the complete engine. Well, I mean, not the complete engine, but like the central engine.
Yeah, I like doing that. Like, I like to build a deck around a very focused element. Not necessarily. I know a lot of people I find the more competitive scene build around a specific card, like Ad Nauseam or Doomsday or RIP, Paradox Engine. But yeah, I tend to stick more towards the commander. Not that there's anything wrong with either of those two of them, but just like for me, I get the most kind of inspiration by looking at a commander and saying like, yes, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to build around.
Yeah, this goes back to something that we talked about in one of the previous episodes. It's like how in our philosophy episode, it's like how important to you is your commander? Do you like have it just for the colors? Does it matter what it does? Because like the people that know me know that it kind of doesn't matter that much. It has to provide for me it's that way. Like it has to provide some value, but if my commander gets turned into a forest or into the moon, I can still do stuff because I would suck otherwise.
Yeah, I know. Like I know a couple people like that too. I mean, like it's cool that like it's nice that there's different philosophies on how they want to build because it results in a very different deck. Because like if you were to sit down across from me and let's say you have an Olivia deck, in my mind I would probably, just because of how I build, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a vampire deck.
Try Edgar Markov.
Edgar Markov?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And it's Nitro.
But like, oh, good lord. Okay, what is wrong with you? Oh wait, no, I knew that. Yeah. I've been talking to you about getting foils for that. What am I talking about?
Oh yeah.
wait, guys. I'm so invested in this. We totally forgot about Paradox Engine.
Oh yeah.
It's banned. What do we have to talk about? Like it's gone.
Forget about it. Move on. It's
just to get it out of the way because it's staring at me in the Scryfall. I think it's long overdue. Dumb card. Next.
I mean, like, I like the card. I'm not sad it's gone, but at the same time, I wasn't really sad when I drew it and got to play with it at the same time. So it's kind of like a gray ground where it's just like, okay.
I think I've only seen like super competitive players use it, and one time Victor, when he was just out, he played it in the Selvala deck.
Selvala
with Planar Bridge and
which Selvala, the green white or the green?
Yeah, the green white. But it also had the green one, the mono green one. It had
So it was
like an elf ball kind of thing.
Planar Bridge, and in one turn, like in one round.
Yeah, in one round of the table.
Won. Like so dumb.
I logged the table. Yeah, it was Paradox Engine, the bridge, into Seedborn Muse, into Kamal, into Elish Norn.
And I was like, Paradox Engine is not a card for me.
Yeah, that's what it does. Like, I even took that deck apart because, like, I played enough and it did the same lines every time. It won the same ways, and I just didn't want to be that guy anymore. I'm a grown man.
Especially if a deck becomes too linear.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's when it gets to me, where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore because it's just always the same motions over and over.
Yeah, okay, let's go there. That's the thing. I don't mind when people play super competitive decks, and like that's you. It's fine. I get ticked off about the argument where a play group tries to lower the power level of another person's deck, because like
or when they want to establish budgets,
or
restrictions.
Not this card. You can't play more than 5 counters or something like that. I don't like it because there's always politics, and it's a multiplayer format, and you can always manipulate the way the game is played. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah, there's like a self-correcting element where like what often happens, or at least in New Jersey, was like you see one guy puts a forest down, then a soul ring, and then a charm or a signet. You know he's going to get the beat down. Like, it doesn't matter how much fast mana he has. Like, you got 3 people coming for you now.
If you want to play Paradox Engine and beat us, that's okay. Next game, I'm coming for you. I'm keeping a very close eye to whatever you're doing. And
Yeah, you don't want to hold a grudge, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like I now know what your deck does. I'm not going to let you do that again.
Oh, we want to hold a grudge.
Yeah.
We want to hold a grudge. The grudge is gonna always gonna be. It's always gonna be there. We don't get over the grudge. The grudge is life. It's our commander philosophy.
The salt is real and salty commander.
Yeah, it is very real.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the thing with me about power level, it's more often than not, because obviously a more high competitive deck, it becomes super linear, super boring. You do the same thing all the time, and that's what.
Yeah, and it was.
I wouldn't say boring, but I agree with you when it's linear, and for me that's boring. But for the player, it could be very exciting.
Sure. I'm talking just about myself.
But yeah. Well, that's it. Like I agree 100%. Like I'm in the same boat as you. Like if I see the same person always going for like a doomsday win, where it's the same piles, the same route, the same kind of stuff, it's like that's cool, dude. Like I appreciate the thought and the effort and the energy you put into that deck. But like maybe put that on the shelf for a day and let's play something else. Like let's see what else you can do with this like 18,000 card pool that you can choose from.
I know, and that's what I try to like do myself, and like based on my choices and like when playing to people, I try to like not to tell them verbally, but based on what they see from me and from my decks, I want to inspire people to be a little bit more creative. Not to follow the same lines over and over. Like think outside the box. Look at my deck. Look at what it does. Like I'm playing this Edgar Markov, but it's not vampires. I'm playing Varina, but it's mill, and like there's a lot of ways you can build a commander deck. Like it doesn't have to be the same all the time. So
talking about
I agree.
Sorry, talking about decks that do the same thing all the time. Our other member, Bago, has just arrived.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, joined us from the Gulag.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
That's quite an introduction.
Here. Hi, guys. I'm finally here.
You just had a Villainous Wealth deck, and you said that's the whole reason you played the deck, because of Villainous Wealth.
Yeah, but Villainous Wealth, he plays your cards, so like it's your fault that he wins.
Oh,
sure,
I hate those cards. I absolutely hate bribery and all that stuff, because I don't know. I just get to like, it's not my fault you don't know how to build decks. I know my deck is cool, so
play with your own cards. It's like, thank you, brah. I appreciate the compliment, but get off of my creatures. If you did it to me for 2, I would concede. Villain's Well for 2. Okay, before it resolves, I concede. Good game. Good game.
The spike concede.
Yeah. We like. What do you think? What do you think about that? Because we do it all the time.
Oh yeah, like the guys at the command zone say that it's not very polite to concede at instant speed and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, for the channel, one of the things that I have to specify usually before filming is that there's no scooping, because it can really skew how a game would go. And like scooping at combat steps is kind of like a really great way to upset
we do it.
So,
like we love doing that.
We're trying to upset as many people as we
Typically, I don't do it though. Like most of the groups I'm in, we don't scoop. Like unless it's very clear that whoever is resolving like a big spell is about to win, at which case then it's fine, because it's like, okay, let's just go on to the next game.
There was a time where I was still very mature in the ways of Magic, so like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, where I would absolutely scoop for everything. Like if you attack me with a 2/2, I was like, okay, I concede. Like if it's gonna be like this,
it became
I'm out.
This game's stupid.
So, yeah, I think like you mentioned, Andrew, the format is self-correcting. We have a lot of resources, and I think like the people that complain about a lot of stuff, complain pants people, don't know how to use politics to their advantage, or need to, get good at politicking, because that's like you can turn games around. And when I was talking about removal spells and the quantity And quality of my removal spells with Balam, he said that he only had like 10, whereas me, I had like 17. But it doesn't...
5.
Yeah, I know.
Good lord.
5.
Do you have anything else in your deck?
Oh, me?
Yeah, he has like 20 draw and 20
Is it...
card.
Oh, yeah, 20 draw.
So all you're doing is drawing into your removal spells? Like, is that the whole purpose? Like, I'm going to kill everything and then just scoop?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I cut back on my removal, and I was wondering why he didn't have as much, or... Well, not as much, because that'd be crazy. But why he had so few, and it was because he plays the politics to his advantage.
Yeah, and
he tries to get people to use their removal instead of his.
Like all the things like the grudge decks and the scooping and all that, like it's been growing pains to get into a certain point to be like a decent political player. Like, yeah, I get why people don't often do it, because most people, that's what I want to talk about. Like, I go to the LGS. I play with a guy that's new. I don't know if you know, guys, but people really hate when you tell them what to do. So, like, sometimes I get like hey, you should do this, you should do that. Like, maybe do this, maybe do that, and that makes them trying to kill me, even if there's somebody else that's the obvious threat. That makes them want to kill me. So what you do is like you have to like try and become their friend, try to like give them advices and stuff like that. And people still get kind of a weird vibe of it. So I get why people don't really get a lot into the politicky stuff, because it's just easier to just play your cards and let me do whatever I want, right? But
pretty much.
To me, obviously, it's just like I deal with stuff better. Like they said, you know, instead of using my removal, I used your removal. But it's good when something benefits both of us. So, I mean, you wanted that thing gone, and maybe that can buy you some time off. I don't know.
You want to be benefited the most, but yeah.
Yeah. I always want to get on top of the deal.
Free removal spells are always better than ones that cost you a card in your hand when it's from someone else.
So,
I mean, I think the problem is that like not everyone is as charismatic or as comfortable being political, especially in a social setting like EDH, even more so with strangers. So I could kind of see like the thing with EDH is that there's such a spectrum of like play groups, ranging from like your close-knit friends like you guys when you play together, to just one of you going to a store and playing at like a new place and meeting new people and stuff like that. So I think they have an impossible task in front of them, having to ban list and like balance things like that, and I'm sympathetic to them.
Yeah, of course.
To a degree. And I just like I don't have an answer one way or another in terms of like how to handle that properly, but I think communication, like in all senses, like communication from the rules committee, communication with your play group, communication with players, is really the best way to go about it, because like you'll be able to figure out where people are, how they feel, and then ideally, assuming you aren't some kind of like sociopathic monster who only cares about himself, find a way that everyone can enjoy it. I was going to say,
like, that's the hardest thing. Like,
says the sociopathic monster.
You have to be very socially aware of where you stand in relation to other people, or like, you know, or what they think or what you believe. Like, you have to know what you know and what they know. Like, and you know, like what they believe and what you believe.
I do.
You have to be very aware of that to be able to have like a nice time with strangers or with the people at the LGS.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because like there are some people who are abrasive and just mean and bad sports. Like I've had my fair share of them, and like.
And because they see that as a normal part of the environment, like they're not doing nothing wrong. You're just maybe being too sensitive or or don't want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Yeah, and it also depends, I think, on the power level, because, for example, I had this experience with 3 new players. Well, new
to you.
I mean, they were not new to Magic, but new on the playgroup, and 2 of them had this Jericho deck, but super. I mean, the whole package, the whole extra turns, all the things, and Dareti. Just like you, a super extreme Dareti.
And my Dareti deck's not super streamed. How dare you, sir? It's friendly.
It's not. It's not.
It's a good deck.
It's not.
It is
I have seen that.
I just run Mana Crypt because I like inventions, not because I want to use it.
It's my inventions tribal.
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you.
Inventions tribal. So and the other guy was playing CDC zombie tribal with uncommons and fun stuff. I mean, pure zombie tribal. And I mean, the guy with CDC didn't have a great time at the LGS because the other 2 players were like doing string stuff and having 3 extra turns in a row or whatever. So the politics nor the interaction it didn't work for him. So I think that's an important fact if you're playing with a new group, to check the power level of certain decks, and that way maybe everyone can have the same amount of fun without.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's why I bring about 4 decks with me at any time when I go film, because I want to make sure I have something that could sort of fit each kind of box. So I'll have like a competitive deck, I'll have kind of a medium deck, I'll have a low deck, and then I'll just have like the one that I'm testing. And so usually what happens is we'll play 1 game, it becomes very clear what everyone sort of is at, and then people can adjust from there.
I don't do that at all.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Yeah, I build my decks just as I want them. Like I don't care about the power levels. What I change is the way I play. Like I mean, I don't really build powerful decks to begin with, like with really powerful cards or super flashy or controlling things. I mean, I may have 1 or 2 exceptions, right? But I think mostly my decks are underpowered compared to other decks. And
I agree.
What I change is like my politics game. Like that's what I do mostly, because I don't like to think about what other people may play if I don't know them. You know, like maybe I'm gonna build this version of a powerful deck or this version, but you know, if they do a lot of counters or no, I mean that's tiring. That's tiring to me. So I just build what I want, and I do a general way, and then I change myself.
Your style, if I'm playing better decks, I just try to play better. Like I try to make fewer mistakes. Try to be more political. Like try to get out of situations with a few resources that I have. Cause I just play whatever I want. Like I do have powerful cards, and maybe that speaks more about the resources that people have. Like people may have like different. They might be like different money situations.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone who sits down, you have no idea how long they've been playing Magic for. Like we had Evil Adam from my channel. He actually he didn't buy most of his cards since like they spiked. Like he played since beta. So like all of his duels are beta duels because he played back then, and he bought them for like I think $20 at the time.
I'm so jealous.
I know, me too. Like it's sickening. Like he's got like vintage workshops with like the four Mishra's workshops. He's got beta power, and I was just like, this is disgusting.
What's his address again?
$40,000. He moved, unfortunately.
We joke around. Here. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, this is like to the FBI agents. No Mexican is gonna invade.
Yeah,
any first world country.
They listen to us. I was talking to my girlfriend, and we were just like talking about something, and then my phone had me an ad for that something, and I was like, okay, I didn't look this up. They're listening.
Our Google Home listens to us all the time, because like I'll be talking to like my wife, or like at one point, like I was talking to my mother-in-law. We were talking about duck and like how I was gonna cook duck or something like that, and like Google Home's like, hey, I found a great recipe for orange duck. Would you like me to find it for you? And I was like, no, stop listening to my conversations.
But yeah, wrapping that subject up. Magic, am I right?
Magic. So it's fun. First of all,
Orange duck.
I had something in mind, but then I completely forgot.
It's because I talked about duck, isn't it?
Did you guys
we talked
already
about
talked
the bands,
about the band
we
list?
talked about
Yeah.
I think that was it. We got lost in we like sidetracked a lot. We got lost in time. We got sidetracked. So what do you think? What card would you ban from? Because there was a lot of talk, and I want to touch on that. And I am against bannings. Right now, there's no new card, and I think like that would be the most problematic. If a new card comes up and it goes against the format, might be on like a close watch. But a lot of people were talking about, especially.
I can't think of anything. Like, I mean, when Modern Horizons came out, people were freaking out about Urza.
Same.
And like, I've yet to see an Urza deck, which isn't to say they don't exist and they aren't very good, but like, I'm so hesitant to say ban X card or ban Y card. Like, I find Derevi is pretty egregious just because it skirts around the commander tax and the ability to untap when it comes in, even when cheating or like cheating out the commander tax.
Yeah, I think that was a design
seems kind of busted. But even that, like, yeah. But even that, like,
yeah, a lot of people on the. Did you see the videos that the Command Zone guys put out? Commander Summit. A lot of people were talking about banning Cyclonic Grift. What are your thoughts on that?
No. I like Cyclonic Rift, and I'm never, as long as you don't resolve it, like as the kids say for the memes or for the YOLOs or whatever you want to call it, like if it's gonna win you the game, I have no problem with it at all. Like, you know what? It's a valid answer. It's a way to do it. Go for it. If you're doing it and it's like turn 30, now we've been playing a game for like 4 hours and all you're doing is resetting the board state so you don't lose that immediate turn, like, I'm not going to invite you back to the table. That's just like, you're wasting all of our time. Just let the game end.
Hate Agents of Chaos.
Yeah, people that just play chaotically, just play for the heck of it, and just like,
I mean, like, and I don't mean people that play chaos cards, which I don't
but are chaotic
really like
themselves.
Yeah, there's this story about, I was playing an Anafensa deck with that was +1/+1 counters, and there were other decks, like Nekusar and the Goblin, is it Goblin Mystics?
Mystics of the Magnus.
Yep.
Yeah, Mizzix, the spellcasting one. Yeah.
There were like many other dangers, and I just played like my Anafensa because I need a creature, and then this random guy that had like a mono blue deck, I think it was Teferi, just countered Anafensa out of nowhere, like, and I was like, okay, why? Like, it's not like an immediate threat, and I'm not gonna attack you. Yeah. And he just went like, I don't know. Because and like,
just cause, and you're just like,
why? And he just turned at me,
that's
like,
not
super
that's not
proud
an answer.
and said, "I'm an agent of chaos."
Oh yeah,
like, but
literally,
like,
he said that,
not sarcastically, like super proud to be an agent of chaos. And then like the term has stayed, like, we just hate agents of chaos.
Yeah, the Joker did a lot of harm to these kids.
Yeah,
a lot of harm.
It's that the kind of people that was like, ooh, I break the rules because I attack you out of nowhere. And I'm like, dude, but the guy that has Crush, it's about to food chain us. Yeah, I'm gonna do you 50 damage.
Yeah, it's like the story that I talked about, the personal account of my New Perspectives. I was just gonna play New Perspectives, and yes, I had Alhammar's Archive. But I was gonna draw 6 cards, but that was it. Like, And he had like one of the few counters that I have in that deck. He borrowed my deck.
Yeah.
He countered New Perspectives, and then he lost all of his creatures because that's not how you play, man. But yeah,
No, I don't know if that guy was the same, the one who countered Anafinsa, but this other one guy who was playing Oloro, Chaos, Agent of Chaos type of thing, he was countering all of my stuff. I was playing Skithrix. I mean, yeah, maybe you will be intelligent to slow down the Infect player, but at one point he was like countering, I don't know, Mana Rocks or whatever, and in one point I played Infernal Darkness, and the guy didn't know the card.
Oh, yeah,
so he was like,
remember.
You can, it's an enchantment.
I think I remember hearing this story.
And I resolved Infernal Darkness, and after that I resolved his Skithrix, and he was like, nah, counter that. I was like, no, you can't play a blue. He was like, why? Why is that? because of Infernal Darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The guy,
I killed the guy. Yeah, with Infect.
that game. Another of the staple phrases of our playgroup. He said, well, I completed my mission, which was tilting you.
Yeah.
It's like, but you lost.
Yeah.
No.
I like this dude. This guy sounds cool, man.
Like
no. He's not cool.
He sounds like a character. Like, I mean, that's fun. Like, sometimes you need that, though.
In fact.
Yeah.
None of them good ones.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes you appreciate what you have. Like, it's all part of life. Like, it's all, you gotta have good and bad. And like, I mean, just
I know
Cultivate
is a good card.
Maybe someone
you don't
else
have
likes
to counter it to let me appreciate it. To make me appreciate
100%.
But at least I tilted you.
I have to. If you are land starved, countering Cultivate's a valid move. Like,
if you're playing Tatiova, well, maybe you will counter.
It's all about context.
But no, not really.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably Tatiova. I'd counter Tatiova.
Yeah.
So we're close to wrapping this up. Why don't you tell us more about? I honestly wanted to ask you a few, not so personal questions, but questions about your YouTube channel. What got you started into making videos? Because
you shouldn't have distracted me with all that talk about duck. Then, God.
Duck. and this story has to start with duck. Go.
Duck. I worked in a kitchen before making YouTube videos, and I did cook duck.
Is that real?
So yeah, I did. I ended up actually hurting my back really, really severely because, as the ER nurse or doctor told me, as I was lying on his table, basically like sobbing, vomiting, and just being all around awful in pain, I should have let myself fall instead of slip and catch myself, because I misaligned like 3 or 4 discs in my lower back. And basically, it was bad. It was a bad scene. So I had to do physio for like 4 or 5 months, and basically I stopped working in kitchens as a result of that. And I was looking for a job at the time, and my wife was like, "Well, you should do something that you enjoy." And so I started with just like deck techs for EDH things, and then I started thinking like, these are okay, but like I really like playing Magic. And at the time, David McDarby and I can't remember his name. Oh. What's his name? Yeah, Danny West. Danny West were doing the Commander Versus series on Star City Games, and I loved like the chemistry between them. I loved the decks. I liked the fact that every week they had like something new, and it was fantastic. And I was really sad when they left. But I do like the new 4-player variant that's come out as a result. So like there's good about both of it. But my issue is that like it required a lot of time. Like I had to sit down and like commit like a full episode worth of time to watch it. And there was a channel called the Commander 99 and Gameplays by Clonehead.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And they did EDH
I remember
games,
those.
but they shortened them down, and I was like, these guys are geniuses. I'm like, this is so cool.
Lucky for you, they stopped doing them.
Well, I mean, I'm sad they did. Like they did fantastic stuff. Like I think you can have like millions of channels doing it and just get as much content as you want.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just fantastic.
I was being, a little asshole.
Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. But like, yeah, like I saw what they were doing, and I'm like, well, what can I do to make it like my own spin on it? So I started like talking to people in my shop, and I got a camera, and I started just having fun with it, and then like just kind of grew from there. And then like when we moved down to New Jersey 2 years ago, because I had to wait for my like work visa to work like in an actual office in New Jersey kind of thing, like an actual like, I don't know what the visa is. I don't know visa stuff, but basically Princeton took care of it for me. I just made more videos, and then that started taking off, and that's what I have been doing. Sweet.
Yeah, that's you turned a negative into a positive.
You know what? I always it's so funny that you mentioned about Klotz Productions. It was the name of the channel. Because when I started seeing your videos, I was like, this guy reminds me of someone. And the videos from Klotz Production were the first that I saw. At the time, they were playing like the Frights Reanimator in Standard, and I found that deck was great. So I mean, it's cool to have that fallback
there's
to that
inspiration everywhere. Like it's super cool. Like I think it's fantastic, and like I hope that I have some kind of impact on other people like they did, because that's like their stuff was so cool.
I mean, now I see your videos all the time. So yeah, and they're great. Shout out to Trevor for playing the cool deck with
Ikra and Vile Smasher, his Jund Spellslinger deck. Yeah, I think it's spicy.
And also shout out to Trevor.
I like that deck.
Some of my playmats, which is sweet.
Oh,
they're not signed though.
He doesn't anymore though.
Shout out
Ever since he got the GP playmat, that's become kind of like his golden child. And he's very very protective of it, and it's super, like I think they're super nice. Like I'm waiting for us to get more playmats with like foiling stuff to it, because
I think if done right it looks good. If done wrong, speaking of, sorry,
I was just gonna say, like, of course, like it's you could overdo it and then it just be like horrendous and gaudy and awful.
Yeah, we were making fun of this person because he had what was that, like a championship. It was tacky. It was not good.
It was Magic.
Yeah, it was the anniversary or something.
Anniversary?
And it was horrible. Yeah. It did not look good. Yeah, but that one with a.
It was horrible.
It is an official.
But playmat. I mean, that's an official playmat though.
They were trying out the foiling and all that stuff. I think it got out of hand.
Yeah. They didn't.
Stop defending the mothership.
Yeah, I don't know if you.
Speaking of old ancient channels, I wanted to say, like, I started watching a YouTube channel called The Command Zone, but it's not The Command Zone. It's all together. It's The Command Zone without any spaces. The Command Zone, and it's
no space.
The Command Zone. I think it started before The Command Zone. And it's like that's where I got the idea for my Rurik Tart deck and for my Board and Rage deck from this person who was like so creative. And I was such a fan, but that person stopped.
The blood pins.
I know it's not very creative, but I keep it, and now it's all foil, and it's pretty. But
El Torito.
El Toro. But yeah, I think you went over the hump and you succeeded, which is awesome. Because I know a lot of creators just.
I still think I don't even feel like I'm over the hump yet. Like I don't know at what point this is going to start feeling successful. It's like, I mean, like I think someone posted on Twitter, but like the imposter syndrome, like you never feel like you quite made it, even if you've made it. Like, do you get any of that, Victor? Like even like you've
oh no.
Like illustrated like figurehead cards. I don't get it.
I don't get imposter syndrome.
No, you're just like I'm the best.
A lot of
I deserve all the success.
When you know you're.
Oh yeah, that was Robin Williams, right? Cocaine is means like cocaine means you're too successful.
Like mountains, I mean.
When you're playing with Victor and I don't know, it may be the Knight's deck or the Shaman's deck, and you see the look on his face when he's on the top of the game. Like, yeah, of course I'm winning. Yeah, of course. I think that's the same face when he receives some new work.
It's like, of course,
for a cover. It's like, of course I'm going to do the face cover of the booster. Of course, yes.
Hey, that for one of the core sets.
I haven't done that again ever since.
Well, you did. But
yeah,
it's the most,
that's
like,
why.
Not obnoxious, because I don't want to say obnoxious, because I like the card, but like Atraxa is she's such a problem child commander, because it's just like the Super Friends deck, the Infect deck. It's just like, and you're responsible. You and Hammer Nazan, I can't forgive you for.
I hate that
card. Hammer Nazan is pretty
because he always hits me with it.
It's so good. It's just like you just start seeing people drop like equipment after equipment, and they don't have to pay the equip cost, and I'm just getting like smacked around by like 6 swords. Oh, it's awful. Also, I need to get one, and they're kind of expensive now, so that's frustrating too. And I blame you for that.
Artist proof if your playgroup allows.
I'm gonna proxy.
Okay. They don't allow artist proofs or stuff like that.
I'm down with, like, I let collector's editions, anything, like, as long as it's like officially printed, it's all good for me. I just don't like the people who are like they go to like Staples and they print off a black and white piece of paper with like the lowest resolution cards, and then they glue it to a basic land, and it's like, this is mana drain. I'm like, no,
that's a land, that's an island.
that's a mountain. I can actually see the name of it at the top. You didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I do have a proxy in my Warburg Rage deck. It's a proxy from the proxy guy.
What?
Yeah. It's the dual land. What's his name? Taiga. Yeah, I have a Taiga, but that's it because there's no foils for that. But I have 2 normal Taigas that I can use, but I want my deck to be all foil.
Why do you have 2 Taigas? You only need 1 for EDH.
I have many copies. I have 2 copies. Not 2 in the same deck. Oh yeah.
He played 2. He plays 2 on the same deck.
You gotta make sure you hit that land.
Yeah. Again, if you're playing against Knights, you always have something. I guess he's playing 4 of each.
His 17 removal spells are all the exact same. That's why he always has them.
I have just 15. But,
True.
I'm trying to like cut back on single target, and I'm trying to make them Knights, like or creatures of that type to be also removable, like Vona, and now the Cavalier, the black and the white one. Those are gonna go in.
The black one? Yeah. The red one is damage, I think, when it comes in 2.
So those are removable. So those are.
That's cool. Like, that's more flavorful anyway. Yeah. That's a funner way to do it.
So I think we talked about a lot of things. Anything that you guys wanna touch on?
No, I'm fine.
Do you have any recipes? Any recipes for duck?
Not really.
No, I like duck, but only if I go to like a Vietnamese restaurant or something. But I don't plan to make it myself, like, ever.
It's problematic. It's
you're
not
not
the
selling
easiest
us
thing
on
to
the
cook.
duck.
No, and like Ducks. Quebec has a really tainted history with duck because we do foie gras, which is a really, really cruel way of doing stuff.
It's like
I shouldn't joke about
but
duck.
Like the opposite.
No.
It's basically it's like you start at kosher and then you're like, what can I do that would be the complete opposite of this, and like make an animal's life literally a living hell until we kill it, and then sell it for a really high price and continue this. And that's basically what it is.
Not cool.
And on that high note,
I don't like duck.
Andrew,
a ray of
tell us,
sunshine.
where can we find you? Where you at?
On the internet. Not your address.
The interwebs on the YouTubes and very rarely on Twitch. Just look up MTGMuddstah and you will find me. Or you could say it out loud, and if I'm in the area, I'll come running to you. Yeah, in the dark though.
Thank you so much for coming, man. I really enjoy like you coming here. You're a first guest, and I don't know. I think it felt like a really good vibe. Yeah. Like you could be part of the play group, no doubt.
Yeah, you're salty enough.
Yes.
We're gonna play at some point. Like I'm looking for excuses to come down to you guys, or when you guys come up to Canada. I don't know how often you guys come up. I know you go to the States quite a bit, but Canada not so much.
No, we can find a trip.
We can go. I mean, yeah. The point is to play.
The thing is that
GP Montreal's coming up in October.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to GP Utrecht, but not the Netherlands.
Where's that?
Utrecht.
GP Utrecht? What?
You tricked?
Yeah, I got tricked.
What?
You just got tricked? What? Yeah, GP just got tricked.
Utrecht. Anyway, yeah, we would like to get some.
Anyway, guys.
Why did I join this conversation? Why did I come?
Thanks for coming, man. Go and show them some love and show us some love in the Salty Commander 1 Twitter and Salty Commander.
Because we're number one.
Yeah, because we're number one. And you.
Because you're number one.
Number one.
Yeah, you're number ones are you, the listeners. And Andrew.
And the Salty Commander YouTube.
Number one.
Yeah.
Live,
and you, Andrew.
Like, comment,
Andrew.
subscribe,
You're number one.
Share, retweet, tattoo our words in your body. Anything you want.
Name your children after us. Your dogs.
Yeah.
Give us your Facebook password.
After all of us.
That's a long name.
And I have
but
a long name, but
be better. So
yeah.
So thank you so much, Andrews. Thank you for the insights, for the talk. Thank you. I don't know. I'm getting my mouth full. Thanks. Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, because this is
emotional,
this is
overwhelmed.
It's hard to process.
It's over.
Yeah, I'm about to go fangirl here. So thank you, Andrew. I mean, yeah,
for being you,
not just for being
existing.
here, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome for me being alive.
So thank you to all the listeners.
To our number
ones. You're all number ones.
Yeah.
To us and to your mom.
And most of all, stay salty. Adios.
Yep. Bitters.